What's up, everybody? Welcome back to A Line in the Stars. If you somehow made it from the last stream, thanks so much for dealing with all of that. That was 15 minutes of just pure what the hell is going on. It turns out that the stream that I created, now this is not the first time that this has happened to me. Now, I don't know if this has happened with the main streams or with anybody else, but
I have never seen this happen.
That one time where the stream just never got started. I had that one time a couple months ago, but this was weird. It would not let us, like, we could see down in the lower part of our screens, we can see the like everybody's cameras and all of that. Especially if like you haven't been added to the studio or anything, we couldn't transition the cameras up into the main stream. So for whatever reason, there was something wrong with the original stream that I created. So for all of you guys that made the jump over, thank you so much. I was just like, ugh. So on that front, Todd, happy birthday.
Thank you.
How does 25 feel? Does 25 feel pretty good?
Oh, 25th anniversary of 25. Feels wonderful.
Yeah. Yes. Todd's the big 5-0. So Todd, happy birthday. I didn't have a chance to know you at this point last year, and so it's cool to be able to celebrate even this for just a little bit with you on your birthday today. It's pretty cool. So thank you for being here on that. Make sure everybody drop a Todd happy birthday. I mean, there was nothing that I did. There was nothing that I did.
I have never seen that before.
Nor
had it happen like, before? I've never seen that before.
So there was that one time, it was like, I don't know if you were there at the beginning of the stream, but basically I clicked go live and it never went live.
That I've
never.
Seen.
Yeah. And so that was the only time. This has never happened though. Trent. Yeah, this was new. Like there about 10 minutes beforehand, I popped into the studio. I was actually on time. Like being on vacation, I kind of like have the time to like sit here and pontificate life before I hopped on stream today. I remember to shower, which was a good thing. I've been kind of feeling like crap this last couple days. When you go on vacation after a long period of time of not having any time off, like I just kind of went into I'm gonna watch TV mode. Kat and I celebrated the holiday yesterday. We went to the casino and had a good time, and today was just kind of like a do I or don't I sort of thing. And Todd about a couple hours ago was like, and the thought of not having that, the thought of not having that in my life, But yeah, so today I'm gonna finish something that I started last week. Gonna work on the Boba Fett. kind of want to do some brainless activities, and just kind of chat with everybody, hang out, and see how everybody's holiday went, see if they got anything model related for Christmas, and just kind of try to take it easy. I don't know. I'm only planning on streaming for a couple of hours. My plans for the night do not include doing anything other than just kind of sitting here and relaxing. I'm trying to take advantage as much of this time off as I can. I plan on streaming tomorrow night, and then all day on Sunday. So it's going to be a lot of streaming from here on out. I missed doing the Falcon yesterday, but I think the plan for tomorrow morning, first thing, is to get the clear coat on. As I am done with all of the decals, I'm getting pretty close to being done with this model. So, hey, Steven, welcome. Yeah, I realized last night, as I was kind of thinking about the builds over the next couple weeks, in reality, I probably only got a couple more weeks worth of work on the Falcon to do. I will likely be the first one done. It's kind of the way it's been, because where you're at, you're the next closest, and you're a couple hundred decals behind me. So not to rub it in or anything,
but I know where you live. I can come up there and sabotage it.
It's very true. It's sitting right up there. So maybe I might grab it. It's kind of show like I've got to put together Boba Fett's arms, and that's about it. So there's not a whole lot to do. But
I'm tall enough. I can probably look right in your third bedroom or third floor window.
Seriously. But yeah, there's all the decals put on in place, and everything's all ready to go. And
have you cleared it?
No, so that's the plan for tomorrow morning. I need to get this cleared. So clearing, and then on to the actual full-on weather phase. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. Yes,
if you're clear.
I was gonna use the Tamiya. Is that a good idea?
The spray?
The Tamiya I have. No, the
yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, perfect.
That should be fine.
Yeah. So
no, you have to be careful. Sometimes the propellant sprays the propellant can eat your decals. It'll dissolve them. So
oh my god, no, after all that work, that's the last
one. Yeah, you have to be careful. Like some people they'll spray some really hot paints or lacquers or stuff, and it'll cook the decals.
Okay. So on that front, then, one of the things that I need to do that I haven't done. Thanks, Trent. Really appreciate that. I'll flip it over here. Actually, this is where a lot of the really cool decals are on the bottom down here. Specifically like right along the back. Done a little bit of weathering as well.
You got the little half a Die Hard sticker on there, and your Champion spark plug stickers, and your license plates and everything. Oh, good.
Yep. Everything's on there. So, almost sound like something on the Falcon. This turned out really well. I'm very pleased. So what I need to do still is I had the cockpit still taped when I painted it, and I realized the mistake that I made. Like, I needed to actually do a proper job of like taping on the inside of the windows there, instead of just kind of wrapping the cockpit. So I need to go ahead and do a tape job tonight. That might be something to do after I'm done with Boba Fett. I don't know. I imagine that it's not going to take too long, but I need to go ahead and tape that up so I can get a little bit of the AS20 down. I don't mind. I could probably get away with it's 50 degrees out, so it's likely that I can get away with spraying a little bit just for a quick second on the front there. So I got a couple little bits of touch up that I need to do, and I got a couple more pieces that were on a sprue when I painted them. Things that I shouldn't do, but a couple things that I need to kind of clean up, touch up before I go ahead and get the clear on. But that's going to be the name of the game for tomorrow, and then being ready for finishing it up and picking everybody's brains. So the question that I did have, though, when it comes to the clear coat, and it's something that I don't know if I've ever done really right when clear coating, and the question that I have is, do you approach it like, should you just like spray it, get it on there once and be done with it? Or should you approach clearing in layers? Because some of the results that I've gotten have been mixed over the last year or so with painting and putting clear coat down. And
the biggest thing that I've learned is make sure it gets shiny, not wet, so it runs, but it's got to get shiny, because that's what the leveling. If you have unicorn tears, if you have leveling thinner, put that in there. You want it to level out, right? It's more important with gloss, but you also have to remember that you're probably going to flat this once the weathering is done as well, right?
Right.
So really, all
Exactly.
you need to do is just seal in your decals. So just if you want, just run around with an airbrush and just seal in your decals with a layer of flat.
Okay.
So just so it's shiny, seal them in, and then that way you can go run through, get all your weathering and everything done, and then you can do like a big huge spray to seal the whole thing.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I
At
like
least
that a
that's
lot.
what I
Okay.
plan on doing. Unless somebody wants to argue with me, that I'm open to argument.
Well, no, and that's the
Look,
question. Like,
Ian even joined your stream.
Ian,
Yeah, who's this guy?
I know, never watches the stream because he's always busy building the life of a content creator. You don't feel it. Well, no, and that's the thing. Like, that's the reason I asked the question is specifically that. Like, what is the best approach for doing the clear? Because like my thought is I want to get everything all the same. Same.
Well, another benefit of clearing the whole thing is that it puts a layer between your weathering and your paint, right? So if you screw up your weathering and you need to wipe it off, you're wiping it off down to the clear, not taking paint with it. So basically, you sealing in all the work you've already done. If you're happy with it, you seal in everything you've already done, and then you can add the weathering on top. And if you have to remove some, change some, dilute some, whatever like that, you won't hurt any of your color paints or things like that. So it may be better just to spray the whole thing.
And that was another thought as well. And so if I were to take that approach, should it be done as a, like a layered approach? Do you want to so you said just get that leveling thinner in there and just to the point where it is wet but not running.
Shiny.
Right?
Right?
Shiny.
It should be shiny
wet.
like your Boba Fett box. You know what I mean? It should just have that a shine to it, because then that gives it a thick enough so it'll lay flat. If you try to dust it on, which I used to do, I would dust it on in layers. It turns into that sandpaper. That's how I kept getting that sandpaper finish. I wasn't getting it on thick enough to let it level, and that's what screwed up my PG Falcon when I did the base. I did that base coat and I kept doing it in light layers, and I'm like, I'll just build this up. But the problem was it was letting it dry, and it wasn't getting thick enough to. It wasn't getting thick enough to lay flat.
Got it. That makes total sense to me.
You can flat clear before decals. Of course you can. Yeah. I don't know.
I did not do that.
Busy breaking down. I didn't either. I mean, it's already got flat paint on it, so.
Right. And that was kind of what my thought was as well. And I didn't want to waste a stream like clearing beforehand.
Yeah, Ian, paints clears, decals clear, weathering. Yeah. But a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll paint, they'll gloss clear so the decals stick better. Then they'll do the flat clear, then do weathering, right? And then sometimes they'll even do another one after that to like bring it all to the same, whether you want a matte finish, whatever your final finish is, matte, satin, flat, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, then final clear. Ian says Todd is correct. You need a good wet coat of both paint and clear. Yes, I've learned my lesson. I was afraid of putting it on too thick. And there's a fine line between getting it shiny and getting so much on there that it's going to start running or pooling, right? And it's even more tricky when you have uneven surfaces or spraying into cracks because of turbulence. So you have to really take care. But
right,
paint it like Ian does a toilet. Just blast it on.
Is that shellac?
You okay?
My holes. Wait a minute, what? What?
Oh my god, I love it. A little bit of an update as well from Sunday. The Secret Santa Buck finally got his gift that I paid for next day last week. Today, so tomorrow night on stream, he's going to be sharing the gift to that I gave him. We do still need a mat to join HTM. So if there's any mats out there,
hi baby.
Hey Rebecca.
Not you, Jordan. Jesus.
I said hi, Rebecca. And Ian, we we're not all wrapped up in the what is Ian eating for dinner. It's mostly meat and bread.
A meatball sub.
Meatball sub. He said it wasn't chicken parm, so well, you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow. I mean, you could if you wanted to pop on here to unbox it, but if you want to wait for stream tomorrow, you can also do that as well. So oh, he's gonna say gyros, but they're euros. Ian got a euro.
They're euros. I don't know what gyros are.
Yeah, he has a euro. Ian has
a euro.
a euro. You
have gyroscopes and euros. Okay, they're different.
Yeah, you don't have a Euroscope. So yeah, nice. I pay attention to Ian's eating habits as he so painfully lets us know all the time. So yes. Ian's dietary habits are chicken parm, pizza, or gyros. You heard it here, folks. Nice. Okay, he says I'll have nothing on the bench tomorrow. I hope it works out. All right. I like it. Well, awesome. Thanks for the tips on that. I'm gonna probably do a little bit of tape work tonight if I finish Boba Fett before we get done. I don't know how far I'm gonna go. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream tonight. I saw that Andrew streamed yesterday while I was out and about, and I was kind of bummed because that'd have been cool to check that out. I need to go ahead and check out the VOD for that. But it's kind of cool to see the guys stream it over the week. So let's go ahead and get to building after about 30 minutes of weirdness in the beginning, and then pontificating as we usually do. Todd, did you get anything? Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I like the next comment, the shipheads comment. Todd, did you get anything fun modeling related for Christmas?
Francisco got me a set of weird screwdrivers.
Nice. Hell yeah.
You can never have too many screwdrivers. Well, that's not true. I have a lot of screwdrivers. I have screwdrivers like Buck has clamps.
The amount of part works that you do, I imagine that you have a lot of cheap, really not great.
Oh, you know what's funny is like Ian throws the part work screwdrivers away, but I have them all. It's stuffed into a block styrofoam, and it looks like a pinhead. It's pretty funny.
I mean, some of them even give you like more. They give you more during the build.
Oh yeah, no, I have all the little cheap ass tweezers and screwdrivers and silly stupid wrenches and all that junk. So Ken says, keep guessing, this is fun. Eggs? Oh, are we still talking about? Are we talking about Ian's dinner?
Ew, eggs.
Ian says, I think I have more screwdrivers than you. Well, I built more part works than you have. So if you're talking about part work screwdrivers, you're talking about total screwdrivers, then probably. I mean,
probably. Yep. All right. This is what I got done on stream on Sunday. Basically got him to the point where he has no arms, but we're going to go ahead and build his arms and his jetpack and start putting some decals and doing a little bit of weathering. I might give this to a buddy for Christmas. I forgot to get somebody a gift because I'm an asshole. And so I might send this to him. So
you're sending that to Buck?
God, for as much as I paid for shipping twice, it should have got there with a kiss for Buck on the lips. That was insanity, but tis what it is.
Ew, that's gross.
How about this? Yes, table check. Everybody put their screwdrivers on the table. Let's go.
You're off now. Yeah, right.
Yeah, drop your pans and put your screwdrivers on the table. Yeah, I'm sure you do, Ian. And you win.
So weird. Everybody whipping out their preciousness. What about you guys in chat?
What do you call a Boba Fett with no arms? And Eric says, Boba regret? I don't know.
Please.
Is there more to that story?
Please, like I'm waiting. Waiting.
He's so disarming.
I wanted to give him a hand, but I couldn't help.
Mm.
All right, so I think I'm on left arm territory, step number 9. So yeah, what about you guys out in chat land? You guys all get anything fun for Christmas that was modeling related? As usual for me, how it goes. Boba Fett. That's pretty good. Todd sent me the only modeling related gift. My God,
those feel loud. I'm turning those down.
They are loud. I always usually go.
Great. There wasn't even a punchline. Oh.
Buck. Boba Fett with no arms, Kem says. Yep. Thermite grenade. What happened to your feet, Anakin? All right. Well, let's see here. Yeah, Todd, you sent me the only modeling related gift that I received. Otherwise, it was a bunch of clothes this year. So that was cool. And we are going to currently employ said gift for the Secret Santa. Todd sent me a oscillating sander, and it works fantastic. The only knock against, dude, they're fantastic. The only knock against it is the little, like, what is it? The sandpaper squares, and I know Ian mentioned the 3M tape. The little sandpaper squares, they don't stick for shit at all. I had to go through a few of these before I finally got one of them to stick. Like there's self-adhesive on the back. It's not a peel and stick. It's literally you peel it off the back and then you're going to pray that it sticks. And so that's kind of the only knock against it. Ultimately, in the end, you just want to get like a 3M, that double-sided 3M tape, and you just put some sandpaper on there and cut out the shape that you need. But yeah, that's the only knock against this. This thing works fantastic. What's interesting is I've kind of used it now for leaving like larger gates. Like I'll always use the racer file for sanding down my gates, but if you leave a larger gate behind, like you can really take this down. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate. Let's go ahead and grab E2 here.
Rod says, "Hey Todd, you're so loud compared to Jordan. I have turned myself down. Is that better?"
Oh, I didn't notice anything different.
Yeah, it's hard to tell when you're in the stream. Obi-Wan had a high. Boba's health insurance didn't cover cybernetic limb replacement since he wasn't on the Imperial HMO. Oh God. Problem of being a self-employed contractor.
Right. That's pretty good though. I will go ahead and leave behind the larger gate back behind here. I'll do it a couple times. And I'll go ahead and zoom in and show you guys. Finally getting adjusted to the new layout of the workbench here. So I went ahead and left the feet sitting on the gate there at the very end. So it's just supposed to be a little box sitting at the end there. We turn this on. I know it's probably loud. I apologize.
It's actually not.
Okay, good.
You just have to keep talking so your auto detect.
So, yeah, got it. So if you really want to take down the gate to the point where you want to bring in the racer for the final little bit, it will really take down the gate. No problem. Where I think that this thing, like if I were to do the same thing with my racer here, I think where this thing is going to excel.
I think the racer is meant for taking off the final nub. Like they
right.
smoothing it off, right? So like you basically use like single nippers, single bladed nippers to get it as close as possible, and then the final last little spot you shine it off with the glass file.
Exactly. So this is great for if you leave a large gate back behind, you can take it all the way down with almost zero issue. Like it takes all the way down, and then you can come in here with your racer.
Buck says, see, one question, and I created the topic of the evening.
So yeah, and I think where this the sander itself, where I think for me at least, I'm going to find a lot of the initial benefits is going to be when I'm working on something large, like say trying to take off all of the flash off of an NPC model, for instance. That thing for an NPC,
Flash.
like it would exactly. Well, that's the theme for that model, right? I mean, and you saw those models, like all of us that were in that class saw how bad like those the flash was on those models. And so something like that, or like separating a nacelle, or like building a set of nacelles, and the nacelles don't sit quite flat, like you're trying to take care of large surfaces. So I found that, like I think what I was using that inspired you to do this was probably one of these. If I even have any of them left now at this point. I had a whole box of these little. No, I don't even have any more left. But it was probably like one of those little sanding things on the end of, like it was a tiny little sanding thing at the end of a stick or whatever it was. And
yeah, I bought some of those, and I feel like I'm going to get them and throw them right in the trash can.
you do. It's a waste of time. Like this is like a racer is like a fantastic. It's part of a decal on there. The racer is a fantastic tool, and like it doesn't go bad as long as you don't break it, right? The same thing here. Like eventually these pads will go bad and you'll need to replace them, as you can see. Like just taking that down a little bit kind of expose it down to the very end. But I was going aggressive, harden the paint, so to say. And so it definitely like rubbed that down, but you can always get more sandpaper. And so the thing that I find with modeling that gets really expensive is the consumables, the things that, you're constantly having to replace it, be it like having to buy 200 of these pipettes at a time, like you're going to need to buy these. Like these are things, but if you can find high quality products like this or like this, where the replaceability is low, like you don't need to actually replace all the parts all the time, because this hobby is stupid expensive, and if you want to have more money for more model kits, you need to spend less money on all of the parts, right? And so that's why I'm grateful for that gift. It's just another tool in the arsenal, like of things that I didn't have a year ago. Like I saw a picture of my workbench from a year ago. Oh, it's one of the. It wasn't a decal thrown away. It was one of the transfer papers from the back of the Falcon. It was the last time I used this. But like I was looking at a picture of my workbench from a year ago, and there wasn't even the second desk here 1 year ago at this point. I was still working over on the tiny little space over there. I'll go ahead and maybe on the second camera over here. But like right over there on the other side is like I started over on the tiny little desk, and then I added the second desk and all of that. And so I didn't have any of this at all. Like I didn't have any of the tools. And so as I take what's the best way of putting it? These really nice tools and building a really simple model tonight, it's really nice to be able to just reach into the arsenal of things to build with and actually have something that like is high quality that I don't have to replace. Because that's the thing that was probably the most jarring, was just the sheer amount of money that you can spend doing this crap. It is insanity. So yeah, no, I appreciate it, Todd. It's a fantastic gift, and this is what I got for modeling related for Christmas, and this was absolutely fantastic.
Well, it's a little selfless. I needed somebody to try it out for me.
As we do, I mean, we're influencers, right? Like all of us that are on YouTube are influencers, and all we do is influence this group to spend more money.
No, we just influence each other. That's all we do.
Exactly. You know, and
We're
like
really good at spending each other's money.
big time.
And we're very good at spending Ian's money.
Yes. So Ian, it's my stream. What have you bought yet? Have you bought anything for this stream yet? I'm just asking for a friend. All right. So we're gonna grab A26. Otherwise,
see, Rod, that's a whole new way of saying it. Decal.
Fecal.
Did you
It's
put
a
on your
decal.
decal? Do you have any decals for this one?
Oh my god. Some decal residue. Oh, is that what was on here? Was some decal residue? That's great. It's fantastic. And sometimes when you have single-bladed nippers, you can't figure
Buck
out
says, wait, I
where
heard the door slam as he ran away.
Yeah. Whoop. Watch as I struggle through figuring this out. Yeah, I've been feeling like kind of crap the last couple of days, and so I was kind of contemplating, do I stream or not, and what do I do or not? And building this seemed like fun just because something to do. One thing that did happen this week, I was burning in all of those LEDs from last week's stream where I created the LEDs for the Razor Crest. And I was burning them in, and Soji, my cat, decided to get into them. And
oh no,
yeah, she got into both sets. Actually, she got into this set as well for the Boussard collectors on the Enterprise. These survived. The other ones did not. And so one of the things I contemplated doing was soldering, but I just don't want to.
hey,
I've managed like
you're on vacation, man. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, so I did the thing that I did a long time ago. So I just recorded. I did the buck thing basically, like something that I was doing a long time ago when I was doing content. A lot of like when I was putting out 5, 6, 7 videos a week. Like this is what I would do: is I would just build everything I had for one model in one day and just record. And that's what I did. And I did that one day, like 2 weeks ago, for the Enterprise and the Falcon. And I have everything. Hey, Chase. I did like I have no parts left of the Enterprise. I have no parts left of the Falcon. I have nothing left.
I was going to say, when I was trying to talk to you before the stream and talk about like, did you have any part works to work on? But of course, nothing worked. But
yeah, so I have 2 stages left of the Enterprise. One of the 3 cats, right? I have 2 stages left of the Enterprise, and then the nacelle mod needs to be finished. So I figured out my engineering, because where I found that your mod and my mod, like I have to start really thinking differently. I'm copying a lot of the concepts that you're doing, but how the model is powered, how the model is wired, all of those things are completely different. And so I've had to kind of rethink some things that I had planned out for the Enterprise. Like I need to start thinking about
hey,
Paul, welcome. I've had like I need to start thinking about Dynamite Data's dance dungeon, here in the coming months. I want to have that one of the lower observation areas, in the lower part of the saucer section. I want to have, like basically you press one of the hap. If you guys don't know, some of the phaser strips on the Enterprise are spring loaded. So it's like they meant to put buttons in there. So I want to press one of them and turn on a set of RGB lights, and I want to have like Dynamite Data's dance dungeon flashing up on the Enterprise, one of the lower observation areas. And so it's just a stupid thing that I wanted to do and I've been talking about for a while now. But I'm realizing that it's coming close, and where our mods really differ are, how am I going to approach like the blinking lights? Are we going to like, obviously I'm doing the no blink mod, but then like, how am I going to do those RGB lights and how am I going to control that controller? So now I need to think about Arduinos going in there. And all of those little things. And I can't exactly copy you, which is fantastic because I don't want to do the same thing you're doing. And there's no way, because I would have had to have like started all over again from the very beginning. And so
I love the
I've
idea
had to
of somebody gets to put some switches in there.
well, and that's the thing. Like, I want to experiment with that. Like, they had ideas for it, and I want to experiment with those concepts in there. Hey, and you know, one of the things that I was thinking about was specifically like having that like power up the model. You press one of the phaser strips, you know, and then you press this phaser strip, and it does this. Now I can't do that now in the neck with the two phaser strips that sit up in the next section, because that's all sealed up and done. But I need to start thinking about it. So I spent some time kind of planning that out and then engineering how I'm going to be doing the nacelles. And so one of the things I can actually show you, Todd, because I know that you were.
Well, you know, you have the two spring loadeds at the back of the engineering section. You can use one for the engineering, one for the neck if you wanted to.
That's right. And that's exactly what I was thinking.
Two spring loadeds at the bottom of the pylons for each nacelle. I mean, if you can get a switch in there. Trekmod says, great insight, Jordan. This is expensive. I've been trying to make do with what I have. Much of the tools used in guitar repair are useful, but I'm slowly building up my arsenal. Yeah.
Bingo. Well, and that's the thing that has changed my world as a modeler specifically is the tools. I'm still the same idiot that was doing this a year ago. You know, like I've developed some skills and stuff like that, but having the proper tools makes a big difference, you know, in the quality of work that you do. No, Todd, that's exactly it. Like I 100% want to, you know, pick your brain on that, because I know that's something that you had been thinking about before in the past. So, you know, our mods are going to be different. And so thinking about that, like,
hang on a second. Something's happening. Something's happening.
Watch out.
There may be a Horvat thing.
That's right, which is one of the best things in the world. So what I have is I've recently got all of the parts. So I'm built up through stage 60. So isn't it, how many stages is the Enterprise? 120?
120. Yep.
120. So I'm at the halfway mark. And so I finally have all the parts of the nacelle. And what I've done for the cob, because I know that one of the things that you struggled with was finding a way of getting them attached. What I did was measured. Here's the cob that we'll be putting in there. I ran it for a little while inside the nacelle because I couldn't help myself. But what I've done is I took some sprue and I measured exactly 3.14 millimeters, which I found interesting that it was pi. But it's 3.14 millimeters tall, and I cut 13. I believe it's these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, excuse me. 17 posts. And what I did is I mounted them to the inner frame in here. And then I cut a 30 millimeter section or 30 centimeter or whatever it is. I'm not sure if I'm using the right terms, but whatever it was, I fit it in here so that the cob will actually sit directly on those posts and sit a little bit closer to the outside of the or sit a little bit closer to the chiller grills. And everything sits in there really nice. And the thing that I was worried about was like, how is this frame going to fit into place? And it actually fits in there directly perfectly, like once I actually work it out properly. So, and that's kind of what got me into thinking. I'm like, how my wiring is going to be different from your wiring, specifically when it comes to thank you, Ian. Specifically when it comes to the LED here at the back, you know, like, so what I want to do back here for each one of the formation lights, I already have this one cleared out, so that one's already done, or not the formation of the nav lights. This one's already cleared. I need to clear the lower portion of it, but I just want to put a couple of SMDs. So question I have for you then, would it be good for me to put like 2 SMDs, like kind of sandwich them top and bottom so that it's able to hit each one of those?
You can. I mean, you can just put them on the. You can put one on each of the. You can put one on each of the bait because they have those fake bulb holders, right? So you could just drop one in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I did.
Down here.
Yep.
Down
I
there.
just dropped an SMD in there. Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. So I have those already
Seal it
burned
up
in and
with
ready to
some,
go.
seal it up with some fabric tulip. You know, the tulip.
Yep.
Seal it in there, not resin, but seal it in there with. Well, I would put a little resin so it's clear, and then seal up the hole with tulip so it doesn't light back out. Because otherwise, it's weird because it'll light up the back of the warp grills because it leaks.
Right.
You don't want it to do that, right? So
exactly.
Dash is here. He says, "What up, space hosers? Been snipping any hypergolic fuel? Hypergolic,
yes, we have.
That's kind of fuel.
100%.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yep, see, he says the same thing. Put the SMD in the clear cup. That's what I did. Bend it so it's at 90 degrees so you can point it so it's pointing straight out. And then I just put a little drop of resin in there to hold it in, and then seal the hole with tulip, just light block it.
How long do the tulip take to set?
If you don't touch it, probably a couple hours.
A couple hours. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's probably something before I generally how I like to approach my episodes these days is have the hard work already done and set into place. So that's something. The reason I asked that is should I have those SMDs already set in place and tulipped when I go to record the episode, which is a perfect answer for that. So perfect. Perfect. Question for you on that front then.
Hang on. Truckmont says I do, and a friend of mine gave me a really nice kit to use. I'm nervous to use it though. Buck says it puts the SMD in the cup or it gets the hose again. Yes. The hose of tulip. Waiting for Buck to jump in. Resin and clamp it. That's right.
Resin and clamp it. I noticed when you did your nacelles, you did them with the aluminum tape. Do you feel that was fully necessary because of the brightness of the cob, or is it I did not do that?
Is it necessary? Probably not. I don't know that because that SMD is lined up with the grills, so it blasts right out the grills anyway. It was I did that. That actually was Francisco's idea, and he's like, well, and I figured it can't hurt. At least if anything, it's going to bounce the light around even more and just make it even more even.
Right.
But I don't know that it would make much difference, really. Ian says he did not need it. He didn't do foil tape on it.
Well, it's something to think about. Okay. Perfect. And I've seen how yours are lit up as well. My plan for down here is to just do the UV resin and then just use the
Ian resined up his holes. He closed all his holes and filled them up and then painted them. So
yeah.
I didn't do that.
I did that on the neck. And actually it turned out really well. It was a little concaved, but it's on a spot where it's kind of weird and not hardly seen anyway. I'm not too worried. Obviously there's going to be the battery cover down here. You're not going to be really looking underneath here too often. So, I imagine that it's not going to be too god awful. Did you do anything beyond nothing with did you do any sealing up of this, or did you just kind of leave it?
No, I ripped the wires off of it with the switch, right? And I left the battery cover so I could put the cover on, and that was it. I left the case just like you. Ripped the wires off.
Perfect.
Left the case so I could put the cover on, and that was it.
Do you ever think that you'll wind up taking the nacelles off? I'm assuming that that's what this is for,
yes.
to be able to remove the nacelles.
Oh, I can't take mine off. They're hardwired.
Yeah, I bet you mine.
Ian put a plug in between. He got a little 4-pin, like a JST plug, and he wired them so they're removable.
So that's what my thought was as well, is putting all of the wires into here into either a 4-pin or a 2-pin, and having that because each one of the nacelles is going to have a spur off of the main power.
Well, if you want the lights to blink unison, you got to run power to the beacons.
Yeah,
so you're going to need more than 2 wires.
Yeah, well, that's the question. I need to figure out whether, because I have all of I still have enough of the saucer exposed right now that I could choose to run an Arduino and do my nav light. So it's something that I'll likely talk with you about this weekend. I'm going to think about it tomorrow as I'm finishing up some recording. Nice. You painted the screw head for the battery cover. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, because there'll be a
Yeah,
screw head
so
right
probably
here.
so it wouldn't be silver. It makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. They do a good job of hiding their screw holes, but like right here, it kind of seems funny. And the other nacelle has this as well, right?
Yeah, same thing.
God, that is such an inefficient system.
Yeah, it's
If I was designing this, it would have been all part of the same thing.
so many things they could have done better.
Did you take, as I'm looking at it right now, I'm just kind of thinking about it because I'll be recording this episode tomorrow. Right along the inside here, you do see some exposed parts. Obviously, that's going to be covered up by the cover. But did you do anything around here
No,
with like
I
tulip
didn't.
or
I
anything
didn't
like
really
that?
notice. I didn't really notice any gaps or anything, or light
Okay.
coming out through the battery cover. But honestly,
Okay.
now that I think about it, I don't remember looking under there, which means I probably won't look under there. So
Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, yeah. So that's kind of one of the things that I've been looking at over the last couple of days with, all the time off that I have had. I did a bunch of recording like all at once. I think I have 11 episodes in queue right now. So it's about 5 weeks worth of stuff because it's 6 episodes of the Falcon and 5 episodes of the Enterprise. So, and I do 1 and 1 for each week. And so, I built in advance of vacation so I can just kind of take it easy. I know I got a bunch of other models I'm building, but the focus has been of late of just all of my scale models like being built on stream. Like next week, I think the only reason I didn't do this week is I didn't want to unplug it, but the Enterprise C will likely make its return. I need to finish the painting on that so that one can be done so I can just get out of the queue of models that I'm thinking about because it's in part of the 8 models that I'm building and all of that. And so, I kind of like built with enough like time to um, take this week off, and it's been really nice. It's been really nice just not having to, like think about building or I could do some editing, but instead I've just been sitting here and getting fat and watching TV. Ken, those snacks, out of control, man. How much of you eating, Todd?
oh, I put on the counter. We're slowly trying to tackle it, but it's rough.
I'm having no problems, it seems. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm having no problems, it would seem, taking that down. So, yeah, one of the things that I was worried about when I assembled this was like I didn't actually take into account the inner frame that was going to go into place. I was curious how the two parts of the nacelle went together. But all of those little posts fit down in there perfectly. Nothing is obstructed. I've test fit everything together, and it all like looks really, really good. So I'm excited. Tomorrow we'll see the end of the first nacelle complete, and I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of bending here. Did you ever experience that?
Yep. They get
Yeah.
bent in shipment or transport or something.
So is
And
it
I had
a
to basically
bend?
no, don't bend that. Just bend the end. Like if
Bend the ends.
you have some duck bills or some flat pliers, just grab it a little bend at a time, let it cool. A little bend at a time, let it cool. Because when you bend it, you're putting heat in it. So
Got it.
it just very gently, and it was off, and I had to center it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was just worried about that. So, well, cool. I'm glad I got to pick your brain on that. Obviously, the first part of the nacelle mod is done. I don't know if I will cover it again because this was doing these nacelles a lot of freaking work, but the results
It
speak
is.
for themselves. But man, like I somehow got that copper down on there so nice. Like I've tried to copper a couple of nacelles since then and never turned out that good. So I'm praying the next time I do this. But it was also the first thing. Matter of fact, the nacelles, when I did this, was the very first thing I painted when Ian sent me his compressor. So the compressor that I use for airbrushing, I got from Ian, right, probably early to mid-April, somewhere in that neighborhood is when I did the first part of this. And so these were the very first things that I worked on with that, which is pretty cool. The first of many, many amazing gifts from all you guys, which has all made it possible for me to be a mediocre modeler at best. So, yeah. Well, nice. Oh, I see that you're in Northern Ontario. Nice. Okay, cool. Now, all the Canadians, I did label it as the Boxing Day stream. I really struggled for a couple minutes. I'm like, what am I going to call this today? What am I going to build? What am I even going to do?
That's what you were going to do?
Huh? I didn't. What?
Todd's birthday stream. Seriously.
Todd's birthday stream?
Yeah, kind of friendly.
I mean, I'm an asshole. Unboxing day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, you need a good unboxing for your Boxing Day. He unboxed the Boba Fett. It was in a box.
It was in a box, yeah. On Sunday. Yeah, I don't have anything to unbox.
Ken says, "Wait, you're gonna build something?"
I mean, I'm trying. Do you know what I've gotten done so far? I put that into there. I've made one of them. What are the pauldrons? Are these pauldrons for the shoulder? I believe is what they're called.
Probably.
Yeah. So I made one of the pauldrons so far. Once again, if I think about what Andrew said on one of his streams when he first got back into streaming, and he goes, "I never try to do anything super important on stream just because, you never know what you might mess up." And it's one thing when the cameras are rolling and you're building something, but it's another when you're on live stream. Like you feel that pressure. Six-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood, for my timeline. So maybe another hour or so. Yeah, just plan on going for a couple of hours today, as I obviously don't have a whole lot of heavy content to do. But as I was just saying, as you said, it's getting that, having that pressure, feeling like that pressure, like you're having people watching you live do something. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I always kind of get a little funny about it. So yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood, 9 Eastern, somewhere in that neighborhood.
How do you know I'm not in my birthday suit?
Yeah,
I had to shower right before the stream. How do you know?
Flapped in the wind.
Buck.
That's the thing. Something about streaming, I love. The solo streams are great for. Well, I'll be brutally honest, for a couple different things. First and foremost, the interaction with the community. Obviously, my modeling community is the same as the HTM modeling community, but there are others that watch from elsewhere, and I really do enjoy the interaction, being able to chat with you guys and have fun. It's I don't get out of the house a lot, so it's great for social purposes. I really enjoy the community that we have and all of that. It's great for the community. Number two, I know that all you guys watching us for some strange reason. So it's great for you guys. And today I was kind of feeling a little so about streaming. Do I actually want to do this? I was kind of feeling like crap the last couple of days, and so I was like, do I really want to do this? But it's like, guys might want to watch it, and it's great for my yeah, I mean, taking it, yes, the social interaction. I'm still tired, but right, what is this out of the house you speak of? But then third, it's great for the channel. Streaming does wonders for analytics. it wasn't until the first time I really started showing myself on camera was right before my birthday, back in September. And it was because Todd and Ken wanted to see my reaction for the Tomy 350 refit, and great reception. The whole Mike Lane thing happened, and a lot of positive reaction, specifically from Mike Lane about the interaction that Todd and I have. And he really encouraged me at that point to lean into it more. It's still something that it's weird, like looking over and seeing my face. Oftentimes, if you see me looking over like this, it's because I'm seeing my face and I'm like, it's still a little
I
strange.
still don't like being on camera, but I didn't even want to be on the live stream. But I'm very camera shy. I like being behind the camera. I'm not a fan of being in front of the camera.
And that's the thing. Like a lot of my philosophy in the beginning, like this view is what. Well, you got a great personality, so I challenge you to think otherwise, my dude. Seriously. You got a great voice for camera, just know that don't take yourself too seriously while you're up here. Like that's the biggest thing.
You think I'm cute?
I do. Super cute. But this top-down view is what we deal with, and when I first started doing this, I didn't want to put my face on camera, as I didn't want it to be about me. I wanted it to be about the models. And what I found over time, though, is that the interaction with the community, as Andrew just says, it adds a lot to the stream. Am I going to incorporate it more? Am I going to incorporate it more? It really does, 100% to the streams, especially on a solo stream. Am I going to do it more on my own personal videos? I've thought about it and am toying around with it. I'm really comfortable with my shooting style and getting me to get outside of my comfort zone with like shooting and editing and all of that. I'm finding is actually a bit of a challenge. So like when I go to sit down and record, I don't want to have to like think about added. That's a good point. Thank you. One of the tips that Ian gave me was have something sitting on the top of the camera. Yeah, and I had one and it's now sitting up there. That's what I was looking at. So good point. I need to. One of the things that Todd and I meant to work on. Voice. Jesus, Ken. I always joke that I had the voice for radio as well. But what it does is it gives that. So when I'm looking directly at the camera, it does give that interaction with the community. Like for whatever reason, seeing you guys, like seeing my reaction to the things that get put up on the screen, right? Like when the chat goes up on the screen, like the thing that I find myself keep looking over this way, over to where I'm looking at, is for chat purposes. Or if I'm looking over there, it is very hard. It's one of the things that Todd offered me was some help with getting my cameras all set up so that all my camera color temperatures are all the same and all that. I still need to take advantage of that. I want to get my camera in a spot where it's going to be easy for me to see chat and look at the screen I'm on. I am watching this on not a very large monitor, but a large curved monitor. So yeah, no, that is a case. That's a great tip and something that I'm going to put my little guy up there up top. But it is tough to look at the camera. And it is also intimidating to look directly in the camera as well, for whatever reason. Like it's easier for me to kind of look off to the side or whatever. But that interactivity, being able to have you guys see, my reaction, like when Todd puts a fart up on the screen or, in whatever, like I know that I've received, I guess, to couple what we're talking about now with the third part that is fantastic for streaming, specifically live, is what it does for your analytics. They're, not going to go down the analytics hole with YouTube and all of that in the conversation, but they're, views matter less than watch time. Like views don't add up to anything. Watch time is what matters. And the more time that you guys spend watching the stream, the better it is for my channel. I passed the monetization threshold a long time ago. And it's a lot to do for the streams. I just don't have the subscribers. Now, I have found that since I've been putting my face up on camera, the retention, people stick around and watch longer. For whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Whenever I'm going to go record, I'm like, I'm going to go sit there and talk to myself for a little while. But while I'm doing it, when I say, we, it's not me being a plural person. Like the model that I am building, we are building as a community because I'm sharing it with you guys. And so when I'm saying and recording and doing all of those things, it's like when I say we and all of that, it doesn't take much.
You okay?
But I poop from there.
Now you don't. Oh, yeah.
See?
Shut up, Wesley.
We need to go through and add that 1 second little beginning to each one of those sound clips.
Yeah,
we
need to put a half sec. I need to put a half second in front of those.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I've come in so I'm gonna go ahead and read what Andrew said. Solo streaming from a talking point of view does take some time to get used to and get proficient at. You don't get good at it if you never do it. And that's exactly it. I want to get my camera positioned into kind of a better spot, like for my whole setup. So something that I'll look at, maybe Todd, if you have some time this weekend.
Your what setup?
The camera, just like a different position of the camera, so it's a little bit easier for me to kind of look directly into the camera and look at the screen.
Your what setup? Your whole setup?
A little schmeg in my holes. Wait a minute, what? What?
I just can't. Oh my god!
You know what? When I the few times that I've said something on a stream, or not even on a stream, I don't stream, but like done a video, I pretend like there's somebody in the room and I'm showing them. I'm explaining to them, like if somebody was sitting there. It makes it a lot easier just pretending that there's somebody there, even if you put a little figure on your desk and that's who you're talking to.
Right, exactly.
And you'd be surprised. It does make it easier. I mean, it's like having an imaginary friend, but you have all these viewers that you're talking to.
Well, and that's the thing. Like when I go on a stream. Well, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. He says, if you're not hit the subscribe button on Jordan's channel, please see that you do. I do appreciate that. Paul.
Well, how are you supposed to talk if you're just constantly laughing?
Well, and that's exactly it.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you not get through that?
Pinching at a glance, I'm afraid of bands. I go off on brands and I shit my pants.
Oh my god. Yep, and I'm broken. It doesn't take much. That was pretty good. But yeah, like I don't script anything as well. Like that's the beauty of editing. Like I don't mess up too often, but what I'll do is I'll stumble over my words quite a bit. And so I don't know. Like there's nothing really.
Oh god.
No.
Don't threaten us with a good time.
That's right. But yeah, when I record a little bit into the shit my pants.
Ship my pants, you're kidding. You can ship your pants right here. You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants.
I swear to God, how did Kmart ever go out of business? It's ingenious marketing. They must have promoted that guy too fast. I swear. Oh my God, I totally got a track.
You're talking about how you stream and
yeah, so so when I go to record, like it's different with part work versus scale models. Like scale models, I think I mentioned it before, are difficult to record on because you have to have like any good story, any good episode needs to have a beginning, middle, and an end, right? Like there has to be a beginning, like that you set out to do, you do the thing, and then you go, okay, we're done. And so with building a scale model, it's really challenging to do that from the perspective of, okay, well, I got to build this whole thing. How do I break it down into 30 to 40-minute segments? Because that's all you're going to hold people's attention for, really. And how do I do that in such a way that like makes sense for the model and for the content? And I've reached a point in most of my models where I kind of can't do that. That's where part works come into play. A part work, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do stage 59 and 60, right? And so I set it out and I just like, I'll look at the stage. If it's the Enterprise or Kit, I'll go to Todd's website and I will literally review and I'll take a look at the instructions at least 5 to 6 times. I really want to study what I'm doing because a lot of the things that I was stumbling over when I was, well, thank you for that. And that's the thing. Like, we all have something to teach and something to learn. And the thing that I have found with this group is that people want to teach and people want to learn. And it's amazing how far I've come since getting around these guys. So I'm glad that you are experiencing that. What's up, Donnie? But yes, like with part works, I'm able to like you have the beginning, middle, and end, right? Like if I'm building 2 stages, like the mid part of the episode is going to be the break in between the 2 stages. The narrative kind of tells itself, right? I'm going to do this. I set out to do this, and then you review at the very end. And so a lot of the times I don't really think about it anymore. It's just the build and then going into the repeated things that I say and do. A lot of the annoyance with editing is listening to me say the same phrase over and over and over again. I'll get irritated with myself if I keep saying the same thing over and over again. Like I'll pick up on a certain phrase or okay, so is one of my things that just drives me nuts. Like when I'm recording and like I don't know if you guys pick up on it in my videos, but you know, it's all those little things. But generally I much prefer just recording the part works because it's easier to stream the scale models, and that's likely how I'm going to approach things going forward. I don't know if we'll ever have another Enterprise C episode ever again, because a lot like where I'm at right now with all of those models, I can't like, how do I sit there and record 5 hours worth of content of me just individually painting windows? Like that doesn't sound at all interesting, and I'm having a hard time like putting together an episode like, oh, this is interesting, guys, you should watch this, of me just slowly going through and painting windows, you know. And it's interesting kind of that approach. Seriously, Dash. So that's kind of why I've tailed off on doing beginning and middle and then I'm gone. That's, you know, I mean, Bucket works for you. I don't know how, but it does. That was meant to be backhanded, and it sounded kind of like a douche thing to say. Sorry, Buck. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. He's here, folks.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Oh no.
This is my stream, sir. Welcome to my hallowed grounds.
You know what I caught myself doing every time I was doing streams or videos by myself is clicking. I don't even know why.
Clicking
so
what?
strange. Like just clicking my tongue off the top of my mouth, and we do this, and then over here we do, and then and I'm like, really? I don't do that in real life.
Yeah, no one ever heard me in a part work video going, alrighty then, okie dokie then, okay, alrighty, okay, over and over and over. I'm just like, you know, I'm going to leave it. It's a trademark.
Yours is I'll be right back.
Yep.
What?
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Be right back. BRB.
Did I? Yes. Yes, Buck. I inadvertently backhanded you. It was a light pip slap. I don't know. So what you doing, Ian? What you up to?
Nothing. I was just working on this little yellow construction Gundam thing, and I finished all the cardboard, and it took all the will to live out of me, and all the will to model. Our recycling was insane this week.
As it does this time of year.
Well, a giant 3D printer, a giant wash and cure station, and a giant dehydrator / paint dryer box on top of all the Christmas detritus of boxes that showed up.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, it was rough. I mean, a homeless guy could build a literal McMansion out of all that cardboard.
I haven't heard of McMansion in so long.
Oh, yeah. No, it'll be a hobo McMansion right near my exit ramp on I-85. It'll be funny. It'll be like, hey, that's my card. How did this guy get a Uniformation GK3 box?
Oh, my God. Yeah, Dash, I do remember when Wayne was saying just like that. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't know about you guys, but did you have to get over the sound of your own voice in the beginning? Like when you're first putting out videos or content? Yeah. Oh, my God.
Hated it.
Was it like, okay, so I'm not the only one on that because it got to the point where
cringe.
Like one of the hardest hardest learning curve was like editing. It was like getting over the sound of my own voice. I just wanted to make sure because I've heard that with like other people that I've gotten on camera, but I've never actually like.
It's I'm numb to it now. Oh, it doesn't bother me anymore. Same. But at first, it was just like, oh my God. Like I'd watch it. I'd rewatch like one of my videos back on like the computer or on a TV or whatever, and I'd be like, oh Jesus God, no, please make it stop.
Have you gotten accustomed to it over time?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, same.
I don't care. I'm
How about
me.
You, Todd?
What? My voice?
Yeah. Are you okay with your voice?
It sounds better in my head.
It does sound better in your head, but I treat it like a Teams or a Zoom meeting or a WebEx meeting. I treat it like that now, and I'm just like, this is my voice. The coworkers have to hear it. My viewers have to hear it. They subscribe. They keep coming back. Whatever. It's probably not an issue. It just bothers me. It's like seeing yourself on camera when you're doing a face cam for the first time, like having your webcam up and looking at yourself and going, I look like a dumbass.
Just look at Buck's comment. And this was up there before you even said it.
I'm sure it's seeing himself on video. Yeah, no, that doesn't bother me as much as my voice, Buck. At first, like the voice was more jarring than seeing my face on camera.
Yeah, I stopped. When did you guys stop? Okay, I'm kind of curious about this. This is kind of a cool conversation. Like, when did you guys stop? Like, I used to watch my own videos to understand like what people were saying to try to get better. Did you guys like? When did you stop? Never watched them?
No. I mean, I had to watch them so many times during the edit that I don't need to see them live.
Same. I watch it. I watch so much of it while I'm stitching it together to make sure all the clips are good and they have sound and they look okay. That I'm like, I've already seen the whole video. At first, it was weird watching my own video, and then I was like, it was like voyeurism almost, and now it's just like having sex when you're married. It's just like, okay, go through the motions, do the thing, it's okay, it's done.
Oh. Okay.
It's like part A plus part B equals part C and another nap.
Dash says he'll do this in multiple voices, like singing karaoke. All
right. Dash, make a video, man.
Seriously.
Some content. Let's see it. Bring it.
Love to see it. Well, that was the thing. Like it was interesting, like starting out with the podcast. Like where it's nothing but your voice for the entire time. And so it got me comfortable with that. And then it was still like, once again, I'm like, I keep looking over and seeing it, like seeing my face on camera. Like, I know that what you guys are seeing on YouTube is different from what I'm seeing in front of me. I do monitor YouTube. I have it going on my phone, just to make sure the stream is up and running or whatever, but I don't actually see what's going on. But there's been a couple times like, Mike Lane on the bottom of his website puts the link to the video that Todd and I did, and or the reaction to Kit's unboxing, and it's still jarring. Like when I scroll down, and I'll just totally forget that it's there now because I go to Mike Lane's website often, and I'll scroll down and I'll see this. I'll see my ugly mug up in the corner. I'm just like, oh God,
How many views has that video had?
It's a good question. I know for me it's only just a couple hundred. I can go over and pop over and take a look real fast. And I should probably
you'll probably have company on that page at some point in the next 6 months with Car. It'll be a fun one.
It's gonna be cool. I can't wait to see all that. Yeah, no, it's that was really good for
I was very happy for you when that happened, buddy. I was so happy for you. I'm like, oh, Mike Lane's pimping you out on his website, sent you all the cool stuff. I was so happy for you.
Let's see here.
You actually inspired me to do my kit, Jordan.
I know. I spent your money.
You did. Your video, I mean, your review sold me on it. And I'm like, I have to build one of these damn things now, but I can't do it the same.
So my unboxing video for Mike Lane has 250 views.
It should have more than that.
My supercut trailer. Now, keep in mind that these are all like double uploaded, so they went to Mike's and then mine. The supercut trailer has 88 views, and then the supercut itself only has 85 views on my channel.
What about on Mike's channel?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over and take a look at that real fast.
You can call him Jody.
What?
Oh, Trek Mods is Jody.
Call me Jody.
Hey, Trek Mods. All right. Thanks, Jody. We love first names here. Todd's really good at remembering them. Jordan is too. I'm okay after a while.
So Mike's is 683 views.
Pretty good.
And then the trailer is 427.
Nice.
Yeah,
good cover.
Not bad. Not bad.
And he's got you linked in his description, I'm sure.
He does. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
good.
it's probably like that's been the biggest thing that's happened to me on the channel. Like, I mean, still really new. Like, I'm at 415 subscribers now, and I've picked up 50 subscribers since the Mike Lane thing. So what it's really done, like, and then having Wayne post that video where he basically called out the stream, I got a couple of big waves of subscribers from both of that.
That's good.
Couple of my videos, the bridge mod video for the Enterprise, I had probably the best video that I've gotten for subscribers. Picked me up like 8 subscribers from one video, which never happens. What's interesting is like I look, because I'm not monetized and stuff like that, I kind of think about how the video gets paid for all the work that I do.
How many did you get from Hobbytown?
Hobbytown? Not many. Honestly, I was kind of surprised by that.
I am too. That's shocking.
Let's take a look here. 61 views.
Wow. Odd.
I know. So my most popular video from the last couple of months has been the Starships collection, the Titan A unboxing.
Well, it's brand new.
The
new stuff. Yep. The new stuff gets a lot of attention because people are searching for it. Right?
Yep. And the new one, the Stargazer, arrives tomorrow. So next week I'm going to have a new episode. And what I have done this week has not been building models. I've been writing scripts. So for the Starships collection, going forward, there's going to be a brief, like, we're going to take a look at the unboxing, and before we actually look at the model, then we're going to do a little cut where you're going to see, we're going to talk briefly about the real life design of the ship. So who was responsible for the design of the ship? And then the in-universe, like the Star Trek universe, like the concept behind the ship, like what they were thinking when they designed it. And then give you some specifications of the ship itself, like how tall it is, how long it is, how wide it is, how many weapon systems, warp cores, all of those sort of things. And then show the model itself. It's an opportunity. It's something that I've wanted to do with all of my models. So I'm going to start doing that there. But yeah, that's been my most popular content over the last couple months. Like, once again, I'm not I love the Jody LaForgery. Cheap Engineer is a fantastic little call sign. It's fantastic. I don't know, for whatever reason, I have a decent amount of subscribers, but for some reason or another, my videos just don't get a whole lot of views. But once again, I don't focus on the views. I just focus on watch time. That's the most important thing to me. So keeping people watching, keeping it interesting, keeping the pacing going. That's what I find oftentimes now with editing is keeping the pace going, keeping it moving quickly. I've gotten really good at recording like an hour and a half of content and knocking it down to about 35 to 40 minutes worth of a video. And keeping it moving so people watch for longer periods of time. Because I'm not monetized, there are a couple of criteria that I look for when like a video has paid for itself in a way. I look for watch time, and every video that goes out, I want 3 times the amount of watch time as hours I did for the production of said video. So whether it's from the recording to the editing to the whole process, I'm looking for 3 times the watch time. So every one of my videos meet that criteria of late, which has been fantastic. I wish that I had more people watching, of course, but once again, my goal for monetization is nothing more than the opportunities for the stuff that comes our way. I don't necessarily like the idea of not being able to say fuck whenever I want on stream. Or, it's not so controversial. Not that I say fuck a lot on stream or whatever, but I just said it twice. Oh my god. We've now reached rated R. But like, it's not that I say anything controversial, but like, with that monetization comes certain like expectations from YouTube itself. Currently, I'm flying under the radar, which is really, really nice. But there are perks that come into play once you start getting past a certain threshold. And I'm trying to get there. And so I just pay attention to the small metrics here and there. And it's been fascinating, like this whole Mike Lane thing. I do like the fracking it. Although it does turn out to be a bit of a fracking mess at the very end. I had a whole period of time when I was watching Battlestar Galactica where the fuck was replaced with frack, and it was 3 times.
Triple F.
But
right, a wrestler.
I think it was it Triple F or it was Triple X, or was that the really bad movie with Vin Diesel?
It was like Vin Diesel, Triple X,
or was it? Didn't they do one with Ice Cube as well? I think.
Don't know.
Oh god, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Mother Flower, I fracked 3 times. Yeah. But there's certain perks, like if I want to, because right now I'm kind of capped out the amount of part works that I can do. Just from a good Triple H. There we go. Nice, Ken.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of maxed out at what I can reasonably afford to do. And in order to do more, I need to finish up the ones that I'm building, or I need to be able to get them on sponsor. But I know that I like to mod my models, and so it's like, do I really want to go down that route? Do I? I don't know. So
Varies.
you know, and well, and that's the thing, like, and that's the beauty of this whole group has been, you know, HTM specifically has been, you know, you're going to see the pluses and minuses of it. Like I look at Ian and Todd getting buried in Partworks, like they're buried. Like you guys have
Oh boy,
more stages to build than I could possibly ever think about. You know, like when I'm buried in Partworks, I've got maybe, like right now with Kit, I've got 16 stages. I've got 2 in the Enterprise, and that's about it. You know, I'm not sitting here like burdened down with tons of models to build, and then the expectation that like it's built the way they want it built. Like I know Agora is much more free and easy with modding the model. They're just happy you're building it, doing a good job.
they love
Whereas Fan Home is like, you don't touch that model. It is perfect the way it is. Ben Robinson is a saint. You know, he didn't mess up that model at all. You know, like they expect you to deal with it, and I don't know if I'd necessarily have like the wherewithal to be able to just say, oh no, it's great. Keep screwing the screw and it's great. And meanwhile you're like, hey, this doesn't work. Which is currently what I'm going through right now with Green Strawberry. You know, like today the new board was supposed to arrive today, and it is still sitting in customs. So I am so glad. If I didn't make an update last week, I'll make an update now. I'm kind of all over the place. Green Strawberry has taken away my deadline. The new board is on its way whenever it gets here, and so as soon as it gets here, we'll be able to rewire and see if it works. So
good.
That's that's going on with that front. But you know, it's the same sort of thing. Like I had to have kind of a brutally honest conversation with them. Like, look, I'm not going to put my name on this. Like, I'm 415 subscribers, but you know, like that matters to me. Like, I'm not like I don't want anybody who's watching the stuff that I'm putting. Oh God, State of the Union. That's right, Triple X. Oh man, like there's like. He's good in certain things, but he's not an action star, bro. Anyway, but you know, I don't know. Like, long story short, and I said I wasn't going to go down that route, and I just did because you know, building versus talking is much easier, or talking versus building is much easier.
Livestream, buddy.
Hey, it is what it is. But you know, I mean, that's the thing. Like, do I really want to be burdened down with that? But I just like to have the opportunity. You know, I like to be able to, you know, be able to say, hey, here are my analytics, you know, either do or don't. But, you know, free stuff is always nice, as they say. But
it's not free.
It's not free.
No.
There's an expectation there. So
that's right. Yes. And that's exactly it. You know, and that's the thing that I've learned. Like,
it's a transaction.
Exactly. You know, and it's interesting. Like a year ago, like I've kind of gone back and looked at, I didn't watch any videos because God, like we were talking about earlier, I am not watching a video from a year ago. Like when Ken first discovered my channel, it was so fascinating to me. Ken, when you were doing this, like I would know what Ken was watching because he would comment on every single one of my videos. And he'd be like, okay, I'm going to start at episode 1 of this series, you know, and then he would just go through the entire thing. And I kind of was like looking back going, oh man, this is what I was doing. And kind of like looking back at some of my notes that I've taken. About a year ago is when I really started figuring out the whole Partworks world. When I got into doing this, you know, like the whole thing, like the whole reason I'm doing this now with you guys right now is because of the Enterprise D. And I just started creating videos, use the old, you know, Aligning the Stars platform for our podcast, and just started building on it. And it was about this time last year, you know, it's before I met Todd, and like Todd was probably watching my videos, I think, at this point last year, and commenting and offering tips and pointers and stuff like that. Like, hey, check out my website. Stuff like that. And it was like in early February when Todd actually reached out and said, hey, do you want to hook up with us? And like my world has changed since then, but like it was about a year ago that I really started to figure out like this whole Partworks thing and like how all of this worked. And it's very like, it was fascinating to me because like that's a whole rabbit hole that you can dig down into that is still like for me on the surface. Like because of my job and everything like that, like what's the word? Not infrastructure, but like supply chains and stuff like that. Like fascinating. Logistics. There we go. Fascinate the hell out of me. And this whole thing is a logistics nightmare. And so, and
Very
that's
true.
the thing. Like the logistics nightmare is what Donnie is talking about right now. I placed an order with Green Strawberry a week and a half ago, and it still hasn't shipped. Like how all of this works, like it's very interesting to me, you know. And like building models is like the fun part of all of it, but like the thought process behind like Partworks and how they all work and like the designs. And I had no idea that like when I started doing the Enterprise, the history behind it. Like I had no idea. I had no idea that I knew that Eagle Moss had gone under, but I'd only known that because of their Starships collection, right? Like I'd only known that from that. And reading about it from like StarTrek.com and like, oh yeah, Eagle Moss went down. Like all of the things, you know, that are associated with Eagle Moss are all going out. So if you want your little diecast starships, you better hoard them now, basically. And so when I saw that, and Ken has all of the most amazing tips and pointers for airbrushing, please. Yeah, Ken is going to be the biggest cheerleader you're going to have, besides maybe Todd. But yeah, I mean, like when I first started with the Enterprise, it was, oh, it's an Eagle Moss. It's a hero collection. What's this all about? And I start like doing my research and trying to figure out what happened. And then like I did this little snippet and part of one of my videos where I'm like kind of describing what's happening. And then I've learned so much since then about like what's happened and how Fan Home kind of stepped in and saved all Eagle Moss, like saved the Enterprise to be able to bring it back. You know, and then learning about the Falcon because I started the Falcon a month later. It's just all fascinating to me. And so, yeah, it was about this time last year where I started really kind of putting it together. And Dash, you're going to love that mod.
It's a good mod.
Well, Mike just emailed me. He's like, hey, I'm waiting for your review video. And so I'm like, yeah, I need to get on that. So I'll be putting together a review video this weekend for Kit. I was talking a little bit with Mike about, I know he's selling some of those Partworks now from IXO. And so I'm like, well, hey, you mentioned if there's anything you want, just let me know. I've been really toying around with the idea for next year, for next Christmas time, doing a one-day build. I know I've talked about it a couple times. I think I want to try to do it, and I want to see if he wants to sponsor it. So we're kind of talking a little bit about that. But yeah, I was talking with him, and he's like, dude, you give me that review video because we want to keep getting the more of that out there. You know, like obviously I've sold a couple of these things now, and that's really cool. To be able to get that set for free is really, really cool. But you know what Todd said a minute ago, and Ian echoed it, you know, none of this stuff is free. And I've learned so much over the last year about, like, because I was looking into it like last year, like how do you get, I knew that, like, started watching Ian's videos, for instance, before I even met Ian. I was watching his videos and watching Wayne's videos. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like I came across, so before I hooked up, so I get a random email from Todd. Like Todd had commented on several of my videos, like, hey, check this out, you know, like look at my website. And so I started looking at his website and some magazines, and then I get an email from Todd in like early February, and then that's when I started streaming with you guys. And before that, though, I had run across your videos, I'd run across Wayne's videos, Todd, I'd seen the couple videos that you had put out about your model remodel. Donnie, I had never watched one of your videos, but I had seen your a couple, I think it was R2 videos. I'd seen the title card pop up past my screen a couple times. I'd watched Andrew's videos. I've been watching Andrew's videos because I've been fascinated with the Enterprise E for a long time. So I was watching Andrew's videos before I even started modeling. Yeah, I'd seen a couple of Buck's videos. Alien, I think is what that was. I'd seen one of Steve's videos. That was very interesting watching Steve back in the day. So yeah, I'd kind of come across most of you guys. Like it was being introduced to Dave. Yeah, I got introduced to Dave in the beginning, and obviously all the rest of you guys. But yeah, I'd seen a couple of those videos, and especially like looking at the part works. You know, I was really fascinated by it because like scale models are cool. But there's something about part works. I don't know what it is. I really, really, really enjoy doing them. And so yeah, it was just I kind of gravitated towards it, and then Todd reached out and then kind of stuck me with the rest of you guys. So it's kind of Todd's fault that I'm here now. But before, you know, I kind of look at it as, you know, my YouTube thing, this whole Line in the Stars thing is like two parts. Everything before and then everything after. And then like I look back over like back in March. Well, it's very true. And I know that. And I know when I said like I know what I'm doing here. But like, you know, meeting you guys, what it did was allow for me to have back in the reprint days. Eric says, I watched Jordan since the all-in-one airbrush and cardboard box spray booth. Wow. Painting on sprues and alcohol baths and repaint days. So the model that I don't know how many of you guys have seen it. It may be been a while since you guys have seen it, but it's probably a little dusty now at this point. But this model, the Defiant, got soaked off. I had to repaint this thing 3 times to get it right. But
third time's a charm, buddy.
Third time's a charm. Turned out really, really well. This was done with the this was done with the Aztec dummy paint masking kit.
She's a tough little ship.
She is.
You're talking about little.
Little. Yeah, it was oh god. It's hard to pick up, but that decal down there completely disintegrated and I had to like put back together.
It happens.
But yeah, so this is that model. In that series, I had to do a lot of learning. Oh, I see how it is. You saw my videos pop up. It just went. I mean, so Buck.
Yeah, maybe I'm a bad idea. Terrible judging character.
So Buck, this was you with Todd. You know, I'm just saying.
I mean, it was Todd's fault, really, guys. You have to blame him. Eagle Moss went bankrupt. I panicked. I overnighted an entire DeLorean from Japan and unboxed it.
As you do.
I was just like overnight parts from Japan. And I think because it had that in the words that it kicked up Todd's algorithm for Fast and Furious. That's probably why it happened.
So Todd, for you, was it the Enterprise or was it the Falcon that you found my channel through?
Oh, the Enterprise.
Enterprise?
Yeah, I for a while there I was running around, people were building it, trying to help them and give them tips and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of them are brutal to watch. Painfully brutal to watch.
Oh god, yes.
It's either to awful music and there's no talking, or it's sped up, or it's, you know, and I loved your personality. I'm like, I think he'll fit in fine.
I mean, and since then, like when I got that email,
Regretted it every day.
I think so. When I got invited to, Jody's been around watching my channel since the very beginning as well. Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, I'm kind of curious now. Like, obviously, Andrew, I found you through, you know, watching your videos, but then meeting at Wonderfest, like, and now you're part of the regular, like, what I consider to be one of my good friends, you know, like throughout this whole process. And so it is amazing. It is really interesting how people all meet each other. And I was just kind of curious because, like, you know, I think when you sent me that email, I'm like, oh, I'd be honored to join you guys. That'd be super cool. And I remember after getting invited to join the admins for HTM, I went back and I didn't like scroll too far up the admin chat because we have our own chat. And Todd goes, I invited Jordan. He said he was honored, LOL. And I had a good laugh. I had a really good laugh about that one just because, you know, it was almost like spying on just like a little bit of a time from before, you know, but you know,
Yeah,
it's been interesting.
Pre-Jordan, and then there's after Jordan.
And that's pre-HTM and then everything after, you know, I mean, like, it was, you know, for me, like the group and the community, the reason has been so impactful for me is because there's, like, before I didn't really have anybody to really bounce ideas off of. Like, I didn't get anybody to inspire any ideas from. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know I shouldn't be painting on sprues. And the first thing I'm doing, like on stream or whatever, is I'm painting something on a sprue. And Buck and Ian just literally lay into me. And I think about that every single time I pick up a sprue and I go to paint on it. I'm like, oh, they're going to give me shit about it. You know?
Correct.
Honored or Horde. That's right.
You know,
but that's
funny
the thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, I watched Andrew for a while, and then I never expected this. I didn't know he was at Wonderfest, and I see the logo up on the booth, and I'm like, no kidding. You know, went up, said hi to him, and invited him up to the suite, and then other people got to see him too, and I you know, it was great. I didn't think he would. I thought he was some big YouTube star. I'm like, oh my god, he's here. Oh my god, he came to the suite.
Right. Same.
And then
you know,
World Wayne, just some guy here. Hold this to hold it until it glue dries.
90,000 subs almost, and we're like, hold this still.
Yeah, hold this.
Don't
Wayne,
move.
And he does.
Wayne, make yourself useful.
And
Wayne's
that's
so
the other
cool.
thing too.
He is. He's good.
And it's like, that's the other side of it too, though. Is like, you know, Andrew and Wayne and, you know, Dave and, you know, Ian, all you guys with, you know, the thousands of subscribers, and Steve back in the day, like, you know,
I don't
being
care.
a YouTuber. Well, no. But the thing is, though, is like when you're either not a YouTuber or you're a young YouTuber, or very, you know, early YouTuber, like you see those big numbers, and it's not like they're a star or anything like that, but it's also kind of intimidating in a way. And, you know, so like talking with Andrew at Wonderfest, like Andrew and I wound up chatting for like,
Oh, we thought you guys were going to go back to a room together.
You know, like,
yeah. I was wondering if you'd be. We'd go to breakfast in the morning and see you and Andrew sharing a table. You know, it's
wow.
But I mean, that was the thing. Like, we just get to chatting, you know,
Yeah.
and like being able to sound all this stuff off with you guys and like have the community, you know, has been a big difference for me. You know, like, got older, friend group got smaller, and I have no shame in admitting it. You know, it's a lot easier to maintain friendships when, as crazy as it sounds, when everyone's a little bit more remote. And with the Discord, you know, it's a forum for us to all talk, and it's like, I don't know, like, it's not always all about models, right? But for the most part, it's loosely based around the subject. But it's the community of people. Like, you know, you're always looking for community, and that's what I found with this group.
You're right.
And,
You're very right.
And I know I know you feel that well.
Kumbaya, isn't it?
No, it's just I don't want to get all mushy and shit, but to just add to what Jordan's saying, and he's still fairly a young buck compared to some of us in the group. But you know, I moved to Atlanta 1,000 miles from where I grew up in 2017, I left all of my best friends from when I grew up. And, you know, I had basically no friends for the most part. I had some acquaintances that I was friendly with, and I would occasionally go to something with, like a car race or a movie or whatever. But when Todd invited me into the group, this is the first time I feel like I'm back in junior high school with all my nerdy friends playing Dungeons and Dragons, eating pizza that was delivered. And like, that's your good, strong friend group. And I can never express how much I appreciate actually having peers that I respect and like and enjoy to be friends with.
Right. That's right.
And that's what scale modeling and my channel and Todd stumbling on me for the DeLorean brought me into. And I will never be more grateful. And Todd, don't take it. I'm not gonna touch your thingy. But yeah, so but really, I really didn't have, and my wife said, you should be friends with so-and-so's husband. And I'm like, I don't like him. He's not that funny, and we don't have anything in common. And she doesn't get it. And then she's like, why are you on the stream so much? And I'm like, those are my friends.
Right. That's right.
That's the world we're in now. And that's what it is. When we go to Wonderfest, it's like the big friend trip. And I'm like super excited to go to London with Todd and whoever else can come. I'm so happy and excited for that. And Tony is too at this point. She's figured it out. And
Jordan, you have to come.
Yeah, you gotta come, dude. Todd's got all the juice with the timeshare points. He can get us a sweet setup.
The only holdup for me on that is going to be work, obviously. So I'm already working on it.
To shove it up their nose.
As much as I'd love to. The only reason I'm not getting calls or anything like that is because they literally can't. So
he changed his number.
Oh my god.
No, but what I did do was just basically tell them, like, hey guys, I literally can't work because I can't be double paid. So don't
tell
call
me you're out of the country.
What I'm trying to negotiate actually is trying to get my boss to cover as much of it as possible. He's already agreed to Wonderfest. So, oh wow. Crap.
HTM is cool because we have people that build all sorts of different things that come from all different places that have all these different skill sets that we share with each other.
Yeah.
And the people in it are some of the most generous people I've ever met. So
that's nice, Rod.
Here. That's the thing too, is like generous with time, energy,
training, skills,
training. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, there is so much here. It's like encouragement, feeling seen, like when someone posts, like, it's not even just about me, like it's seeing others feel seen. Like, someone posts something that they're building or, anything like that. There's nothing, it doesn't happen too often. It will occasionally happen. We know who, but nobody's out there criticizing anything. It's always encouraging. And then when opinion is asked or
constructive input,
it's always constructive. And you take it or leave it. It's a take it or leave it. You don't have to do it this way. There's not the HTM way of building models.
Yes, Eric.
He does. But there's not the HTM way of building models, right? There's not.
No.
What there is the community of all of us idiots that somehow people like watching us, and that's the thing. Like, I struggle with feeling seen. Spite building 100%, Ken. I am spite building. I'm going to get one step done tonight, at least.
people who need people.
But that's the thing. Like, community is about what everyone brings to the table, right? Like, one person can make a difference, right? Like the old cheesy Knight Rider thing to say, one person can absolutely make a difference. One person can do this all on their own, and
oddly enough, yes, Buck.
Right? I mean, I was making videos and building stuff for a while before I came across you guys, and so it's impossible. It is possible to do it, but my enjoyment of said thing is changed dramatically based on the community, right? Like I enjoy doing things, and it's not just for me; it's for other people as well. And it's very selfless in a lot of ways, which is great because I'm a very selfish person. And so Andrew says, when I got started back into modeling, it started my channel. It was a lone endeavor for quite some time. Then I slowly started to connect with some others who were around my same level of YouTubery. Yep. I mean, that was the thing. Like when you came up to that stream at Wonderfest, like that was really, really cool for us. Like we already kind of knew that Wayne was going to be around. We kind of knew that like there's a chance that Wayne was going to stop by, and Phil and some of those are the guys, because it's what they do. Like Wayne is part of HTM, just very loosely in the background. But when you came up, that was really, really cool for us. Like I don't think any of us really ever talked about it, but like we're all like, oh crap, Andrew's here. Like because I remember you were commenting on the stream, and I think Steve was like, yeah, we're up in room 326, and here comes a knock on the door, and here comes Andrew walking in, and, we all reshuffle. And, that was really cool for all of us because, like our small little group, is, us like nerds and dorks and all of that. But then someone like you kind of pops around, and now you're part of the group, and which makes us better and stronger as the whole. And next year at Wonderfest, I have a feeling that we're going to have much more of a presence. Ian walking down the hallway with giant piles of awards, like how can you ignore that? And I want to be part of that. I'm sorry,
they weren't all mine.
That was dude. That whole experience was pretty damn cool.
It was baller to walk out of that room with like 9 boxes.
I mean, it was, and it felt really cool. Like I know that it was Titan's work on Johnny Five, but for
and Morgan Levitt
and Morgan, right? But to have like Todd receive Best in Show, that was freaking cool. Like every part of that was so cool, and like struggling to feel seen sometimes, like when you're just part of something cool like that. Like when Norm from freaking Tested is like right there, and Ian and I are just like standing there going, holy crap, there's fucking Norm from Tested.
Well, that was like, the year before. I was like, oh shit, it's Norm.
But when he was there interviewing Todd, you and I were standing off to the side, and it was the first for me. But even then, you're fanboying a little bit, and it was just like,
I was just glad I was on camera this year.
But that's you should have been. Like, I mean,
no, I was terrible. That was horrible.
But that's the thing, though, is like we as a group, we're pretty lucky with some of the connections that whether it's been through Todd or through others. Like Todd is the greatest cheerleader of this group. So time to blow him up a little bit too. But like he watches everybody's videos and is there for everyone. Whenever we need Todd to help us.
In my modeling life, since I started my YouTube channel, was whatever. But Todd was the catalyst that set everything 10 levels up. Between being introduced to Agora at Wonderfest the previous year and meeting all of my new best friends in the world, and it's I am getting all emotional again. Sorry. But yeah, no, it's Tony's like, what'd you buy for Todd now? It's like, I got him the other license plate. She's like, what'd you get him now? I got him the Back to the Future. What'd you get him now? Oh, I got him extra one. What? I said, honey, you see the $20,000 in part works that they've sent me? That's all Todd. Like this massive pile of stuff. I mean, I also spend a crap ton of money on I bought kit and all this other stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, it's amazing. And I had the same goal as you. Just have fun with your hobby, maybe get free shit. But
Buck.
And Paul, look at that. Yeah, no, Paul,
Uh,
it's
You're way
true.
behind.
Yeah, they're real
We try.
emotions. You didn't start, Todd.
Scroll down to the latest stars, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we love you, Ken. Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, it's kind of perfect. You know, it's gonna be my last stream of the year. You know, we're gonna be back to the regular antics next week. I think New Year's Day is next Wednesday, so we'll be streaming on New Year's Day and all that. But this will be the last stream for me for the year, so why not? Like, I mean, this last year for this channel, my channel's been huge. You know, I think I was at about 100 subscribers at the beginning of the year. So, you know, pick up 300 plus subscribers over the course of the year has been really, really cool. And to meet all of you guys and like actually travel and go do stuff this next year, you know, got some more travel coming up for building models and, you know, like finishing this year, I should see. Since the guest star is Ian on stream, is he buying something tonight? They say.
Nope. No, I'm not actively on the stream doing anything.
Right.
It takes time, Jordan. It takes time.
We're going to shove
Right.
it in with all this sweetness.
Right.
Well, I've been
we're
regularly
back.
posting
We're looking
videos.
back on the year, and we're giving thanks.
Yeah, we
are
are.
giving
We're
thanks.
very thankful.
You guys are all
Oh,
my
I mean,
friends,
we are.
but I do have to leave.
And-
It's time for me to go start
Yeah.
my birthday.
All right, Todd.
Yes. Well, happy birthday, my friend. I will tap Ian to help me produce for the rest of this. I'll be getting out of here fairly quickly as well. So,
That's fine.
Todd,
right.
thank you again for everything. Happy birthday. Enjoy your time tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
in chat.
Todd. Merry
I'll see you
Christmas and
later.
have a happy New Year, but we'll talk to you before then.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Hi, brother.
Later.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a good year for the channel, and it's been
Thanks, Ken.
you know, whoa. I thought I saw Todd on mute, and then he dropped in a thanks, Ken. Yeah, your live stream is New Year's Eve. That's right.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's been I'm halfway done with the Enterprise now. So as for everybody else, I was going to cover this for at the end of the stream, but yeah, so we're back up to regularly scheduled programming going forward. So Friday night,
and Sunday.
tomorrow, Friday,
Yeah.
Sunday, perfect grade on Wednesday. We're back to normal. Obviously, we just took the break for the holidays, so. But yeah, and everybody's saying happy birthday, Todd. Yeah, like I'll be done with the Falcon this year. The Falcon will be finishing up. I'm already I'll be at stage 71 when the next pack. As you should. Jody, more people should be watching your channel. I've watched your channel grow quite a bit with some great pleasure. It's been cool seeing you grow as well. But yeah, I'll be finished with the Falcon this year. I'm almost done with that one. I imagine that build will probably go on for a month or so after I get the final stages as I finish up the paint. The Enterprise will be done sometime early next year, or year after next, so probably early 2026 is when the Enterprise will be done. When the next part work is done, I will be taking on another one. I kind of got a plan for, I'm going to keep it Star Wars. So once the Falcon is done, I'll be going to Vader. I thought about doing Vader, but I'm going to hold off a little bit. I got too much stuff going on. I got it. Ken and I have our buddy build coming up here soon. And I want to make sure that I'm keeping the slate clear for that one. But yeah, so when the Falcon's done, I'm going to go on to Vader, the part work of Vader. And then when Kit is done, I'm going to go on to the DeLorean. And then when the Enterprise is done, I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead for plans for that build, but looking as that's going to be early 2026 when I'm done with that one, because I'm at stage 60 right now, so I'm exactly halfway through the build.
Well, mine's done, and it's never going to be done because I got to figure out a stand.
Yeah,
I was
and that's the
holding
thing.
out
Like
for Fan Home to make the deluxe stand available.
You should. I know that we've talked about it before, but now that you have all those printers, you should really look into doing one of those custom bases for it.
Yeah, I don't know about resin. It's more of an FDM type thing.
So with that, the thought that I was having is incorporate in the design if you can. Like obviously this is like high level shit, but in the design, like what I'm thinking is having some like those girders being built out of the resin, but then actually building it with a metal rod support actually in there. So like incorporating resin and metal into the build.
Yeah.
Because I worry about that too. Like I've seen so many horror stories of the Enterprise, like, and we've seen it with Todd's. Like Todd's is leaning forward, you know, and I don't want that. Like
it's super heavy, super front.
And that's the problem.
Nose heavy.
Well, and that's the problem with the design of the ship, right? And so
the Zamak that holds the saucer to the secondary hull. I mean, oh boy, I don't trust that.
No,
it needs support.
No, it needs support. Like I love how Tomy handled it with you know, the refit and the TOS. They just literally put a support rod underneath it.
Quite sure how they'll end up handling it with the refit, but with the TOS, it was a kind of clunky, ugly front support. And
this one it looked like the support that the last one that I saw, the support on it looked like it's going to incorporate nicely. Didn't look too, and I hope they stick with that. But that's the thing. Like, if I were to design, like, take a design for mine, like I want to support the saucer. Like I want it like as if it was in space dock and it was like sitting on the ground or whatever. Like, so I got some ideas for it, but that's the thing. Like with that build, I worry about the weight of the model. Like with the Falcon, with the D'Agostini, that one's going to go into a coffee table, is what I've determined. Like it's going to go into a custom coffee table that, you know,
shadow box with a glass top.
Yeah, like with a glass top and like a little bit of a diorama on the bottom. That's where that's going to go.
That'll be nice.
Like you know, and the perfect grade Falcon's going to be displayed in a flying position. So like I'm building a buddy. Yeah, Buck, it's building a good friend, you know. They are available, Jordan. That's one thing to remember. What are you referring to?
Maybe the deluxe stand from Fan Home. I don't know.
So let us know. Winterfest is 154 days away.
God, I don't have a build done. I'll just bring what I have.
Ian, while you're on, I was thinking about that. Like, do you have anything planned for Wonderfest?
I know. I was just going to bring my little Wandering Earth model and my Warhammer thing and some of my Metal Slug models and just throw those in there. Yeah. They could all fit in a lunch bag. I don't have to worry about transporting anything precarious. Right. I don't really care. You know, it's like I don't care anymore. Like, you know, once you win a gold at Wonderfest, it's like I'm not Michael Phelps. I don't give a shit about going back to the Olympics 7 times and getting 7 more golds. I don't care. Right. I was happy to participate. I was shocked. I cried in front of Jordan, everybody. I cried. He saw me cry when I saw the G in the circle from my Tidarium shuttle. I'm done. That's fine. I cried. I won. It was great. I have a gold, a silver, and a bronze. I'm done. I don't care. So I'll just throw whatever shit I build in there. And that's awesome. That. You know, it is what it is. If I don't win anything, I don't care. A lot of people go there with the express goal of winning at Wonderfest. And I think that takes away from the enjoyment of the hobby. I don't know about you, buddy.
Oh, well, thank you. Sorry, hold on a second. Thank you. It's all good. You okay? Okay. Sorry. Cat, she was eating and brought something in for me here. Yeah, no, I'm kind of hungry for that. What do you call it?
Wonderfest metal
gold.
Well, yeah. I mean, I never expected it to. Like, I wasn't shooting for it.
Right.
I was just like,
Well-
here's my Shadarium. I was building it with my buddy that I bought last year, and
Yeah. Well,
here it is. This is the best I could do.
I got the merit. I got the merit on the Slave one, you know, and I'm very proud of the fact that my first year of modeling, I got an award at Wonderfest. But not that I want the recognition, but you know, I'd like to be able to get a medal for one of the models that I build, and so I'm planning on bringing a couple.
Well, the merit was worth more this year because last year, everybody that didn't place got merit, and everybody was pissed off about it.
Right.
They called it a participation trophy. And this year, there were models that didn't get merit even.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once again, I took it, and you know, my name is on the awards page for Wonderfest and all of that jazz. And
yes,
like, once again, it's just the experience of bringing the model, like doing a model for it. You know, I want to bring the Star Destroyer. I want to bring the Razor Crest and the Runabout this year is what I want to try to do.
That'll be
nice. And we'll see what happens. You know, of those three, like, I don't know. Like, one of the greatest pieces of advice that anybody has given me since starting this was given to me by you, Ian. And it was specifically, like, it was after Wonderfest, and I was kind of lamenting that I was a little upset that I wasn't able to bring the Razor Crest with me to Wonderfest. And you know, I'm like, I need to win a medal, you know, because of all this. Like, I need to win a medal. And you're like, you're building for the wrong reasons, you know. And so ever since then, you know, you're like, just build for yourself, and like, whatever happens. Don't build for a medal. Don't build for an award. Don't do anything that is going to compromise your enjoyment of building that model. And it was great advice and something I think about. And when Howard says there's 154 days left, it blows my mind because it realizes that it's been 6 months. It's been over 6 months since we went to Wonderfest. It's insanity. I can't believe how long it's been. Like, it's nuts to me. And so the enjoyment that I'm getting from this, you know, is like just taking the skills. Like, I'm really hopeful that you know, there's something to also not bringing a model with you and you can just enjoy it. I think one of the worst parts about Wonderfest this last year was standing in line waiting to put your model in there.
That was a little rough.
Like, you're just standing there for hours with all the sweatiness. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I thrive on competition sometimes. Like, I am a little competitive, and so I have to. I want to do well in there. So we'll see. But really,
I'm competitive too. But at the same point, I appreciate you saying that about the advice. It was heartfelt. It was
and it was real, and that's the thing. Like, it was because I was feeling away. You know, like, I was disappointed that I didn't bring the model that I wanted to bring, and it was real. Like, it was very heartfelt, and you stopped me. It was one of those times where you're like, you stopped me, and like, I actually let you talk because, you know, you like to talk. And
I do.
but you know, it was great advice, and it's really helped. And that's bingo, Todd. As I said, Wonderfest is about sharing your creations with people who can appreciate it. Screw the rewards. And that was the thing. Like, there was, like, Wonderfest was a conglomeration of just nerds, right? Like, dorks. We're all building the same thing. Like, I got to meet you nerds, you know, and like meeting Steve, getting a chance to meet and get to know Steve before he passed. You know, that's really, like, I take that, and if I get a little misty about it, like, it's because, you know, like,
nobody expected that, dude.
Not at all. It was a week after. It was like literally the next week that he passed.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like, but so be able to meet you guys and like actually like there's one thing to be internet friends, right? There's one thing to have like this community and like hanging out with people, and like we stream together a lot. We spend a lot of hours together, like through this forum and whatever. But then meeting someone in person, right? Like meeting, like that's the true test of a friendship. And you know, me, you, Donnie, and Todd and Steve, like we were almost inseparable the entire time, and
Yeah.
it's a true friendship. And so like that's what it's about, you know. And the competitive side of things for me is also wanting to enter the model, but also just have a forum where people enjoy it, like nerd, right? Getting to see the work. They there weren't that many odors. It wasn't that bad. It did get a little sticky the second
I
day.
said
It was
ogre
a little
from Revenge
I
of
thought
the
you said-
Nerds.
I thought you said
Remember?
odors.
Nerds.
Nerds. Yeah.
Oh, soundboard. Todd, add it to the soundboard.
Right. Oh
yeah.
yes.
We got some Steve stuff going on now. Yeah, we all miss Steve.
We do. We really do. Like Steve was. I didn't talk to him a lot during the streams, but I talked to him a lot at Wonderfest, and you know, he was amazing. And you know, it's interesting. Like the last 6 months has seen the inclusion of several other people into the group as well. You know, like Steve, we miss you. And I think, you know, spiritually, he's still kind of hanging out with us in a lot of ways, just because we've seen a lot of people join the group, you know, at least from my perspective. You know, there's been a lot of people that have come in, a lot of other personalities that have come in, a lot of personalities that also aren't afraid to give your personality a bit of a kick in the pants, you know. And so it's been fantastic for the last 6 months, just kind of watching this thing grow and watching all of us grow as modelers. Like watching you get gold was really, really cool, because it was watching
You got to see me cry.
Well, no, it wasn't even so much about that. It was like watching you self-efface yourself about that model, right? Like, yeah, it's not that good, you know. It's blah 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 blah. In person, it was freaking amazing. Straight up, dude. Like it was an amazing model. You did a great job.
You know what they say? You're only your own worst critic. But thank you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and seeing Donnie's Voyager, like, holy crap! You know, to be able to see the Johnny 5, the 1/3 scale Johnny 5, like in person, and then having Wayne, World of Wayne, 90,000 subscribers, like literally holding the arm back together, you know, and like having him come in fresh off all of the Long Island iced teas that you guys fed him, like seeing Uncle Lou, and you know, like all of that, you know, it was such a cool experience. And so just go to, hey, check this out, right? It's a good point. Very true. Yeah, Todd is he's now at the, I mean, I take Metamucil, you know, gotta stay regular.
I have no problem with that in the morning.
Well, it'll help. But yeah, so I mean, on that front, I mean, I went a little bit longer than I was expecting to go. Wound up talking. I built. You guys want to see my progress for tonight?
And what you got there? Shoulder pauldron?
I got a pauldron done, and that's about it.
Looks literally very Bandai.
It is very Bandai. Oops. It is, you know, a fantastic kit, and I will finish building it tomorrow on stream. But I think that's going to be it for me tonight. Kat got home from a little work a little while ago. I'm going to eat some food and see what's up, and kind of get back to just vacation time. I've been taking a bit of a break. Episode wise for me this week, tomorrow, we're going to be starting the first of a couple of episodes of the Falcon, where I am starting to work on a large number of frame sections, and they basically take the Falcon, in the first 50 stages, it takes you to build the entire framework and then put the panels onto the lower half of the hull. The top half of the hull takes 12 stages. So literally, they shorten all of that work down on the top, because then you have to start working on the mandibles, which are going to be coming up here in the next. I'm finished with the 60s. I'm on to the 70s now in stages wise. And in between 72 and I think 85 is working on the mandibles. So I've already completed the entirety of the top of the hull. So the next couple episodes, tomorrow is the start of me putting all that together. And then, of course, I'll be streaming tomorrow night, and then on Sunday. And then I think on Sunday as well, I'll have an episode of the Enterprise out. And that one's going to be the episode right before the Nasalbon. So, yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. Todd, if you're still watching in the background, a happy birthday, my friend. We really appreciate you. I know all of us at HTM really appreciate everything you do for us. And so for you to turn 50, old man,
Happy birthday, Todd.
happy birthday. It doesn't come across that way at all. So, we really appreciate you. And the author of many farts, the many fart sounds and many a song, we definitely appreciate you. Ian, thank you
originator of the fart skins.
That's right. The many stories of Todd. Let's see here. We got Ken. He says, I really enjoyed the conversation. It was me building and not, or me talking and not building today. Thank you, Donnie. Appreciate that. It's more than I got in the past 4 days. What's that? Thank you, Chase. Ken, I'll always go back to the beginning when we first started watching my channel. You're like, now entertain me. Ciao, Paul. Really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Andrew. He's going live.
Shameless plug there. Okay, Andrew.
And he's not helping with the
no
whole
problem,
thing
Ken.
where he
Happy to
is
help.
hopping on as soon as I get back to work.
Yeah.
You guys are supposed to be
Back to
building
work.
while I'm talking.
Donnie's
And
just
thank
really
you,
old.
Eric. Right, exactly. Well, thank you all. Ian, thank you for stepping in, and always enjoy you coming into the stream. Really appreciate you, my friend.
No problem, buddy.
Assuming you'll be there tomorrow night on stream.
Yes, sir. I'm going to outro us, and that was a great stream, buddy.
All right, so I'll go ahead and go through my outro, and then you'll go ahead and do the outro and end stream. You'll do all those things.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that's what I got for you guys today, and I just want to say thank you. I know that there was a million things you all could have done today. Instead, you spent 2 hours and 30 minutes after the first failed stream watching me talk, build a model, and I think that's pretty damn cool. If you guys have any questions or comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. Like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And my friends, until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful day in this beautiful world where we happen to be. And just remember, my friends, that 2 men can make a difference. Good night, everybody.
Yes, sir. Night.